In this tutorial, what we're going to do is do a named access list. So in the last access list video, we created an extended access list that basically, let's take a look at it. The access list was applied on the F01 interface right here on this router R1 on the inbound interface. So we'll take a look at it. All right. And there it is. I've already got the running config open in the window. And you can see that the access list 100, identifying it to be an extended access list, permitting source, the 2 network, right? And you know it's the 2 network, class C because of the wildcard bits right here, to host 1.254 equal to www, which is World Wide Web or port 80, right? And so that allows the 2 network over here to access this web server right here. And then on line 2, permitting the 2 network to reach the 4 network. So allowing this source and this destination over here. So what we'll do is we'll rewrite this access list, we'll delete it, and then we'll rewrite it as a named access list. So here we go. So first thing we'll want to do is we'll say conf t no access list 100. All right, and then we'll do a control C and a show run, and we'll see that the access list is gone. Now we'll take a look at Fast Ethernet 01, and we'll see that we have the access list applied on the Ethernet interface inbound, so let's remove that too. All right, so to do that, we will go back into global config mode, interface FA0/1, and we'll say no IP access tab dash group 100 inbound. All right, so that'll get rid of that. Okay, so now it's time to write our named access list. And to do that, we'll say conf t, right? And we'll say, normally we would say access, right? And then we'd say tab list, and then we put a question mark. You can see there's only 2 choices: a standard access list 1 to 99, or an extended access list 100 to 199, right? So named access lists are not in these choices. So the command access-list is not how we start that off. So what we'll do is instead we'll start with IP space access tab list, and then put in the question mark, and you'll see that now we have a different option. We have to now name, is it going to be an extended or a standard access list? So we'll type extended, and then, oh, I've got an extra space in there, I want to get rid of that. And then I'll put a space and a question mark, and then you can see that we can either give it a number or a word. And so in this case we'll give it a word, and we'll say web. All right, and so the access list will be called web, and put a space and a question mark, and you see there's nothing else that we need. Just says CR carriage return. So we'll hit enter, and you can see that now we get to go into this special configuration mode, and it says config ext for external, and then NACL or NACL for named access list. So NACL. So now it's time to configure our access list. So now right off the bat, let's put a question mark and see what our choices are. Right away we need to deny or permit. So we will permit, and now it's going to be TCP 192.168.2.0 0.0.0.255, the wildcard bits, which is the inverse basically of a subnet mask, right? To host 192.168.1.254, I believe it is. Let's just double check on that. Yep, 1.254, perfect. And then we'll say equal to port 80. All right, so we'll hit enter, and there's line 1. Then what we'll do is we'll do an up arrow, and we'll just back that out. And we'll say now the to network, but instead of TCP, we'll say IP, permit IP, the to network, space, the to network from reaching the for network. Right? So the destination network over here, and then the destination wildcard bits. Okay, and that's it. So that's it. So at the end of the access list is an implicit deny all or deny any in this case. So we'll just hit end, right? And we're done with that. We'll do a show run, and we'll see if we can find it. There it is, IP access list extended web, right? And then our two statements. And so now we just need to apply it to the interface. So we'll do a conf t interface FA0/1, and we'll say IP access tab group question mark, and now it wants the word or the number. So now we could just say the word, which is web, and then inbound or outbound, we want it inbound, and now it's there. So now it's configured, and what it means is on this router interface inbound, we should be able to get from any one of these hosts. We're not denying any specific hosts here, so I'll remove these. So any of these hosts should be able to reach the web server at 1.254. So to test it out, I'll go to desktop, web browser. I'm in host 2.100 here, and we'll just type in the IP address of the web server and hit enter, and you can see we can get a web page. So we just reached the web server on port 80. So that's good, but if we try to ping that web server, you can see that destination host unreachable. The router tells us you cannot reach that destination. We've been filtered or blocked by the router from pinging, which is an ICMP protocol, and we're not allowed to do that protocol. Only port 80 is allowed to this host. But we should be able to ping this host at 4.100. So we'll give that a try. We'll say up arrow, ping 4.100, and that should be allowed. We'll wait for our ARP broadcast to resolve the MAC address, and there it is, and we're good. So it worked. So that is a named access list.